Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry it's been a while since I last posted, but if you can consider subscribing to my channel and liking it as well, I'd appreciate that. In this video, I'm going to cover some of endometriosis and my story. Let me see. Back in 2015, I remember being really sick. We had a lot of stress going on at the time then, and I thought that was the indicator for my issues. I was having a lot of nausea, like severe periods, not feeling well, constipation, all this stuff, migraines. I had dealt with it before. I've dealt with it my entire life, like from when I was 13 on, dealing with horrible periods and stuff like that. I thought it was normal and everything. I had pretty severe abdominal pain. I don't really fully know what cramping is, but I do know what really bad abdominal pain is and really bad period pain is. I also know what heavy bleeding is and all that wonderful jazz. But anyways, back in springtime of 2015, I was really suffering pretty badly. We didn't know why or anything like that. We knew I had to be seen by a doctor, but as things intensified, me and my parents decided, we really should start trying to find someone. I went through the mill of the doctors not really knowing what was going on with me. They checked me for cancer. They checked me for all these different various things. They even checked me, checked to see if I had a broken hip, which was not even the case. It was like far from what I was going through, and I don't even know. They literally checked for a broken hip for me because I was having hip pain from the bowel endometriosis and the sciatic issues I have that we didn't know about at the time. Long story short, after spending the whole summer like throwing up, dry heaving in the ER, getting IVs, trying to get the pain under control but not being able to really do that, we ended up at the gastroenterologist, who was great, and he suggested me seeing a gynecologist to find out if I had endometriosis. Two things. The only way you can get diagnosed with endometriosis is through laparoscopic surgery. It's very, very, very uncommon that they find it on a test result through ultrasounds, whether internal or external. It's very uncommon they find it in a CT scan or an X-ray or anything like that. They might be able to pick up the endometriosis chocolate cyst. That's a clear indicator of you having it. But they won't be able to tell if that's what it is until they go inside. And that's how, they kind of got an idea to look for me, because I was having the cyst pop up on my scans and everything, but they just didn't know what it was from. In the beginning, one time I was in the hospital for 9 hours because they thought I had a cyst rupture, but the pain never went away after they thought that was what was going on. It just consistently was there all the time. It persisted. It didn't go away at all. So let me see. I think like in the beginning of July into June, I went and saw Dr. Lessie. And he said that with all the symptoms I was having, he would guess I was having endometriosis issues, but he couldn't confirm it unless they did surgery. So we scheduled for a consultation, And the consultation eventually led to me scheduling for surgery. He said that he didn't expect to find a severe case or anything like that. He said because, like, I had a history of women in my family who had endometriosis. Like, I should be on more of a mild spectrum for it, especially because of how severe it ran in my mom's family. So we went in, had surgery. They actually told me a lot of the issues I was having from chronic appendicitis, but it wasn't actually appendicitis I was having. It was the endometriosis being on the appendix, causing my body to mimic symptoms of chronic appendicitis. Which endometriosis does. It does mimic other chronic diseases, which can make it so annoying and so confusing. But they did give me an appendectomy. They did clean my insides up. They did diagnose me with endometriosis. They told me I was a stage 2, which there are 4 stages to endometriosis. Each stage doesn't actually indicate how much pain will come with it. It actually just tells you the severity of it, of how much is in there, what organs it's bothering, and how some might be fused together, and stuff like that. So let me see. After all that, it was kind of a major hit because he did end up telling me that my case was more severe than he anticipated. It's something that's emotionally hard to wrap your mind around, especially at the age of 23. I mean, any age would be hard, but 23, finding out that you have endometriosis, and that the likelihood of infertility was more stronger than it was before you knew you had it. That's that's hard to wrap your mind around. And that kind of set me off on my long journey for the last 4 years, even though I've been struggling with this for a long time. So, main question, what is endometriosis? Well, endometriosis is basically the uterine lining of the woman's uterus, otherwise known as endometriosis tissue. It grows on the outside of the uterus onto the reproductive system. In some cases, it can grow on other organs other than just the reproductive system, and I'm in one of those cases. In my second surgery, they actually did diagnose me with colon endometriosis as well as bowel endometriosis and several other ones. And it's just been very difficult to handle and manage the diagnosis. It comes with a lot of pain for me. Everybody's pain levels are different. Some women actually have endometriosis and don't even know it because they have no pain, no issues, no period problems, or anything like that. And then there's other girls who have stage 1 and are in severe pain, bedridden, whatever it is. It's just, the disease itself is so out there and so weird, and it's very almost sometimes uncomfortable to talk about it for people because of the area it is in, the fact that it is connected to the woman's reproductive system, and the fact that it pulls in a lot of personal stuff to it. It includes periods and whatnot. if you're having pain with sex, if you're having heavy bleeding, even if you're not having heavy bleeding but you're having painful periods, if you're experiencing any form of constipation, nausea, abdominal pain, I would encourage you to talk to your doctor. I waited a long time to talk to my mom about my issues. I started having them the first day I started my period, and that was the age of 13, and I remember just feeling miserable. I felt just absolutely terrible, and I just felt like I couldn't talk about it, and I thought every symptom I was having was normal because I didn't really know much about periods when I was 13. And I definitely didn't know what a bad period was. But apparently since I've started, I've had nothing but bad periods. So I would strongly encourage females, especially, to go to your doctor, talk to them. If you don't have a doctor, find a doctor to talk to your mom, your friend, whoever, who can encourage you to actually, get your symptoms out there. There's definitely a lot of components to endometriosis. I kind of just wanted to give you a little introduction into it. Like I said, it can mimic a lot of other issues and diseases. It can mimic gastroenterology issues. It can mimic like intestinal issues, like that's also gastroenterology. Just a lot of different components. It can actually mimic autoimmune disease. It can mimic just various different things. You can be anemic on it. You can have eating disorders with it. You can have, because endometriosis absorbs nutrition after you eat it, it can actually make it seem like you haven't eaten anything at all and your body's just needing more nutrition. It can definitely, so when I mean it mimics eating disorders, it can actually cause you to have a gluten intolerance or a gluten-free allergy. It can cause you to have other allergies too, like to dairy or whatever. So it's definitely worth getting checked out and checked into. And I definitely will do another video about this and expound upon it. And statistically, I think it's 2 million women that's affected by endometriosis, and some of them still haven't even been diagnosed. And I think that's worldwide. At least that's what I saw statistically when I was looking it up. Also, 1 in 10 women is affected by endometriosis. So if you know 10 women, it's more likely than not that one of you have endometriosis. So there's some fun facts there. I hope once again that you'll subscribe to my channel and you will like it as well, and you'll tune in for next time when I come to you with more fun details about endometriosis and how it is to live life as a chronically ill patient. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Bye.